This is a woman who likes to dig into every aspect that she legally can with people. She pulls up literally unnecessary on people. So what do you think a good chunk of her audience is? Think about that. Okay, so Surprise Witness obviously did a live stream, and she was not very happy about that, about the documentary. All right, let's go. This woman's crazy, yo.
Hello, everybody. I guess they letting anybody lie about anything on TV these days. I guess everybody is following along with Mark Zuckerberg and doing away with fact checkers because there were some demonstrably false statements on this HBO Max documentary, girl. I mean, I don't know what happened to the fact checkers. Thank God I recorded my portion of the video so that I can clear my good name. I mean, I told them I was doing so. I had permission to do it. So, I mean, now they acting mad like I'm going to do exactly what I told them I was going to do. But I told them I'm not staying here and doing this interview unless...
She rambles. This woman rambles. Astorati, I agree, she does. She does look nuts. She is nuts. And this is her second channel. And her second channel has 162K subscribers. She has a rabid fan base. Let's put it this way. For the bad people that watch her, because not everybody who watches her is bad, obviously. Obviously, not everybody who watches her is bad. But for the bad people that watch her for at least 2 months, and this happened, and it started with the Surprise Witness, and this is what they'll do, and you'll see this, right? They'll just put a name in the comment section, and what they're doing is they're trying to figure out what your name is. So they're doxing people in the comment section. Which, by the way, haters, when you're watching, I don't give a what name you put under my comment section. I'm hiding you from the channel. And I don't care how many alt accounts you have. Every single one of them will be hidden if you put somebody's name under in my comment section. I don't play with doxing. I'm not like whoever is doing that. I don't go so far deep into wanting to know people's real names and stuff like that. Because they're trying to figure out what your name is. And I guess people will, I don't know. I don't get it either, actually. Yeah, I draw the line at a life ruination too. But I've had to deal with that. I've had to deal with people tagging me in their community notes. I've had to deal with people cussing me out in videos, all because I said something bad about BJ here. It's ridiculous that I had to deal with. Oh, wait, not even that. And then, now I had a couple of them that did message me that were pretty cool, okay? So I'm not talking about all the other antis, but the people who used to be like really into BJ Investigates or the Surprise Witness, I'm just going to say BJ Investigates because it's easier. That's the name of her main channel. Then I have those people messaging me and emailing me. I had at least a dozen people, all right? And they want to tell you their whole life story. No, I am not your guardian. I am not a warrior for you. I'm just calling somebody out on their I don't need your whole life story. I have had to deal with a lot of talking about BJ Investigates. Raina for 2. I can't understand what the pink ears are for. Oh, okay. So I got on her for wearing pom-poms like a 14-year-old, right? Come to find out, I was being ableist because BJ Investigates has autism and it's her way to STEM. So I was ableist for saying something about the pom-poms. Just to let y'all know, okay? You're in the chat of a ableist. They said she's STEM with it. I don't know. I'm only telling you what the droves of people told me because I was being ableist because I called her retarded and said something about her pink room. Which, by the way, it doesn't look as pink as it used to. Just saying.
I can record it because I don't trust y'all. I mean, that's pretty much what I said. And they were like, all right, let us call the CEO. They called Naima. I just sit there and wait. I'm sitting there waiting. I need to be able to record. Come to find out they let people lie about me. And so I just want to address some of the lies that came out in this documentary and which were not fact checked. And I've already gotten a threatening, bullying email from the Hot Snakes people talking about, don't release anything. You signed a contract. Somebody needs to tell them contracts require consideration. I guess nobody ever told them before there was no consideration. A lot of y'all are saying, I hope you're getting paid royalties. I hope they're paying you. No, they're not paying me. Like I told y'all,
They don't pay.
my reason for going on the documentary, like I've already said, I've already told y'all this, but just to reiterate, when I found out about this documentary, it was already in production. Shannon Evangelista from Hot Snakes Media had already posted online that the documentary was in production. They had already interviewed with Lima, Bam's family, and I think Steve-O. It was already in production. And it was supposedly, allegedly about the Free Bam movement and Bam's controversial guardian. So I suspected at the time, and you can go and watch this video, it's still public, that this was a paid for hit piece against me and in favor of Lima. That's what I suspected.
Okay. It made her look crazy. And you know why it made her look crazy? Because, girl, you're crazy. You're crazy. I don't care what anybody says. You are crazy. And let's be honest. You wanted part of that documentary because you wanted to have a piece of the clout. You cannot tell me any different. You led the Free Bam movement, and you were pissed that they were talking about Bam Margera and him being in like the conservatorship and stuff like that, and you weren't involved. Let's be honest. Girl, be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself, be honest with your audience, and be honest with everybody else who's watching. Girl, you were mad that everybody else was getting the clout, and you looked crazy in that video. Hold on. I'm going to see if I can show y'all the picture. Hold on. Give me a second. This is what she looked like sitting there. And she would have this stank face. I was like, girl, I'm using this picture for a thumbnail. So I snipped this picture out. But yeah, she looked crazy as hell. Like, girl, ma'am, could you not? Yeah, it was on HBO. Yeah. She had her pink pom-poms with her pink pom-pom pin. Yeah.
I reached out to this documentary production company. I told them that I thought it was very suspicious and strange that they were making a documentary about my movement that I founded and created and led successfully, by the way.
There we go. I found it strange that they're doing a documentary about the movement that I founded and created and led successfully.
By the way, Bam is free from Lima. So it was a successful global socio-political human rights movement. They could have focused on that. They could ask me questions on how to lead a movement. I mean, this is my second, third, fourth. I don't even know how many I've done now in 5 years. They could ask me about that. I don't even remember. Again, I do have it all.
Oh, wait. I think I missed, did I miss one up here? All right. Crash, neurodivergents don't claim her like the Paralympics. We don't stand for this. Shut the fuck up, Crash. Weird collar guy. Pissed off, low rent fairy princess. True.
All recorded, so maybe I can go and refresh my recollection with that. But I thought I would take this opportunity, and I mean, you know, it's really endless how much content I could make on this. It's endless how much content I could make on this because there were so many lies and there was just so much.
And believe me, she's going to make endless content about this. She is. She's going to make endless content about this. She is literally what they say about pit bulls. You know how with pit bulls, they make up this shit about them having a lockjaw, which they don't have. But you know how they hold on to something and they don't let it go? That is her. And she's got this vendetta against Lima, which, by the way, is a piece of shit human too, I think, personally. I think Lima's a piece of shit too. So it's not like I'm taking a side. I'm not. I think they're both terrible people. It's like two terrible people that are fighting each other. She has A-logged everything about Lima. Even got family members involved of Lima's. It's crazy. Is Bam barely getting back? From what I heard, Bam is better now. Unless he relapsed, but I know last year he was sober. He was clean. He was doing good.
False information. And frankly, I do hope that other documentary companies.
Oh, by the way, guess what they said in the documentary too? They told us, which, I mean, I probably would have known if I watched her all the time, but I can't handle it. Okay, so when you go for the bar, you can pick the book that you can swear, you know, for the, you know, when you pass and you become a lawyer, you have to take that thing where you put your hand like on a Bible or whatever. Do you know what she put her hand on? a copy of Legally Blonde. Because it was because of Legally Blonde she wanted to become a lawyer. Swear to God. That does check out. Yes. The movie Legally Blonde sent her on her path to become a lawyer. Yeah. And when she swore in on a VHS copy of Legally Blonde.
Companies pick this up and actually do try and tell the real story. It doesn't surprise me that the production company that did the Natalia Grace story and the production company that did the Framing Britney Spears documentary might have missed some pretty important stuff. But what does surprise me is the fact that they literally aired false, defamatory statements about me. I know how particular these documentary, I'm not even gonna call it a document. It's not a documentary. Documentaries are supposed to be arriving at the truth. They're supposed to be looking for the truth. So I'm gonna call this a reality television production. But this reality television production clearly wasn't interested in searching for the truth. That's what it looks like to me. And this is some of the examples I'll give y'all because you don't even need to take my word for it. First,
okay, people claim he relapsed, but there's no proof he has. Haters mainly saying it on Reddit. Okay, yeah, Julianne, you know how we are about Reddit. I don't give a shit about Reddit. 90% of the time Reddit is wrong. But it was her or Lima that got him sober, and it was wanting to see his son and skateboarding that got him clean. Yeah, I remember that part. I remember him getting clean. I didn't know if he relapsed or not. All I know is I hope Bam is better, and I hope he continues down his sober path. Because a sober Bam is cool as fuck. Bam up on drugs and alcohol is an asshole. But Bam, when he's not on the shit, he seems cool as shit. You know, like a regular dude, you know?
Beth Karras couldn't even figure out whether or not Amanda Rabb was in a conservatorship or not. There was a time where I believed Amanda Rabb was in a conservatorship under Lima. During this time, I was not finished watching all of the Mark Laita Lima Yevrimovich videos. But within very short order, I ended up finding out from Lima on the Soft White Underbelly Mark Laita channel that she failed to get Amanda Rabb into a conservatorship or a guardianship, which are the same thing.
Okay, now, in the documentary, they said that a guardianship and a conservatorship is not the same. Here is the thing that I remember from us looking it up on at the broadcast, right? It depends on what state you're in, whether a guardianship and a conservatorship are the same thing. Some states don't even say conservatorship, and they flat out just say guardianship. All right. Some states have both. They have a conservatorship and a guardianship. And basically what it boils down to is both you can run the human being, but a conservatorship, you also run their money. The guardianship, you do not run their money. It depends on what state you're in. Again, some states, they only do guardianships, which is a conservatorship. You know? So it depends on what state you're in, because you know how it is in the United States of America. Every state is different when it comes to their laws. So
that if we were willing to take responsibility, so basically myself, willing to ensure that I report everything to the courthouse and make sure that Amanda doesn't violate anything and ensure that she follows court order, that they would consider...
Okay, that's Lima. Lima's a snake. I don't like her.
Giving her a mandated 1-year plan, which would be the essential... path of an LPS conservatorship.
Beth Karras
Jennifer Cool Ranch was the best thing about Legally Blonde. She was amazing in that movie.
wanted to act like I was wrong on that. No, I'm not. They are the same. Some states call them a guardianship. Some states call them a conservatorship.
Everyone was like...
And some states have both, where one runs your money and one doesn't touch your money at all. Like, for example, Britney Spears was in a full-blown conservatorship. They literally, not only did they run her life, tell her down to the point that she wasn't allowed to get married, she wasn't allowed to have any other kids, she wasn't allowed to do any of that. She wasn't allowed to go drive unless she had permission. But another thing they did under that conservatorship is they told her how to spend her money. So when they forced her to go to rehab, they also forced Britney Spears to pay for that rehab. And not only was she paying for her rehab, but she was paying, obviously, for her own lawyer. She was paying for the lawyer that was keeping her in the conservatorship. She was paying the people who were the money that Britney Spears paid out was astronomical. Yeah, she paid to be in prison, yes.
Oh, you can't help her, she doesn't want to get better, leave her alone. What we were trying to do was file what's called an LPS conservatorship. It's the equivalent of a guardianship.
Okay, and the guy who runs Soft White Underbelly, I think he's a piece of shit too. All right? Because he had a 14-year-old prostitute that he was talking to. Because what he does is he talks to people on Skid Row. All right? He had a 14-year-old prostitute sitting there with a see-through shirt and you saw her tits. And he said he didn't notice them. Sir, really? You didn't notice a 14-year-old sitting in front of you with a see-through shirt, no bra on? Really? Am I supposed to believe that? Am I really supposed to believe that? And guess what? He uploaded it to his channel. So yeah, I think he's a piece of shit too. Does he have good conversations? Yes. I love his, that one family that's in West Virginia. I love that series. But this guy, I don't like him either. He's a weirdo.
In the grand understanding, it's that.
And insofar as there was ever any type of implication that Lima had a financial conservatorship over Bam, I've never made that statement. So if anybody said that, it wasn't me. Do I think she could have? Sure, she could have. I don't know. But I've never said, oh, Lima had financial control over Bam. I've never said that. I suspect she might have. There is that whole discussion about a trust.
Okay. All right, you dumbass. Here's another thing about BJ Investigates, a.k.a. the surprise witness, all right? She likes to play with words. Now, she just got done telling you that a guardianship and a conservatorship are the same thing. Again, it depends on what state you're in, all right? Now, everybody knew about the Free Britney movement. Everybody knew about the conservatorship of Britney Spears. And everybody knew they controlled Britney Spears' money. So, with her play of words, she had people actually believing that Lima actually controlled Bam's money because she said a conservatorship and a guardianship was the same thing. She says it here in her own video. But then, with her play of words, now she's getting out of what she's saying.
Do I think she could have? Sure, she could have. I don't know. But I've never said, oh, Lima had financial control over Bam. I've never said that. I suspect she might have. There is that whole discussion about a trust.
Exactly, Julianne. Bam's mother had control of his finance and the estate. Lima had control of the medical, yes. But she made it out, because she said conservatorship and guardianship was the same thing, she made it out like Lima had control of the money too, because of her words. She's one of those creators, she likes to play with words because she wants to sensationalize it so much that you believe everything she says. She's very good with playing with words like that.
Trustee that Stephen B. Timmer had with the police in Pinellas County.
Okay, who are you to him?
I'm an interventionist, and I was hired to get him to treatment.
Okay.
So
you were hired by Miss.
By the trustee. There's a trust. You'll see a trust. He has a guardian, and the guardian hired me to get him help.
Okay.
I don't know whether she had a financial guardianship or not, but what I do know, and what Lima has stated, is that she did not have a guardianship over Amanda Rabb. But Beth Karras said unequivocally as a statement of fact that Lima had a guardianship over Amanda Rabb and that Amanda Rabb was in a guardianship or a conservatorship, whatever the name is in that state. And the fact that Beth Karras could get such a fundamental fact in the story wrong after this thing
All right, hold on. I'm going to explain who Amanda Rabb is because she ends up showing her.
has been in production for like 3 years or 2 years, it really calls into question what else she got wrong. And I can tell y'all there's some other stuff wrong on this documentary, but not necessarily that Beth said, but that was allowed to be said by Lima, by Linda, and by Dahlia. I believe that very important context was left out, and so I'm going to present it to you here now. For example, let's start at the top.
Okay. Amanda Rabb was a person that the guy from Soft White Underbelly talked to. She was on Skid Row, and I think she was addicted to meth. And those interviews he had with her, they progressively got worse and worse and worse. It was bad. It was very bad and very uncomfortable to see her in that state. And the guy from Soft White Underbelly got Amanda Rabb hooked up with Lima. Lima wanted to take her under her wing and put her in her virtual reality like therapy to get her off drugs. Amanda Rabb ended up getting off drugs, and she ended up in some kind of guardianship under Lima. And one day they went to go, I guess, wake her up or whatever because she was at a facility, and she had passed away. So she died under Lima's care. And some people think it was the virtual reality stuff. I don't know. Lima is weird, but BJ is matching her weird 100%. There is no one in this story I like. There is no one living in this story that I like, except for Bam. Yeah, I think Bam's the only one. Wait, are we brushing that VR therapy? I thought VR chat was just for gooning to anime girls. No, Crash. Lima came up with a VR therapy where she puts you in stressful situations, and by being in the stressful situation, in her mind, being in the stressful situation, you learn how to work your way out of it. Yeah, it's like reintroducing the real world, but through VR therapy. Yes.
First things first. Lima, Linda, and Dahlia have made similar false allegations about me in court in several jurisdictions. Lima has made the same false allegations about me in court in New Jersey, federal court. Her case has now been dismissed twice. She made similar false allegations about me in California. So when she lost the first time she lost.
Look, you notice how she said, in my belief and opinion? Okay, opinions aren't facts. You say it yourself. So did you actually win, or did they just get dismissed? Because that doesn't mean you won in court. Dismissed isn't losing, though, either. Yeah, I know.
That case, and I won. It's my belief that she retaliated against me because she lost. It's my belief that this whole lawsuit, conundrum, saga, was for the purpose of using it in a documentary. That's my belief. It's my belief that it was funded for the purpose of defaming me and for the purpose of putting Lima up on a pedestal. Now, to be fair and to be clear, Hot Snakes denies that suspicion. They have told me that they don't accept money to do stories. They are only looking for the truth. But their behavior and their actions belie that. Indeed, and in fact, whenever I told y'all the same thing I told Hot Snakes, that I'm going to be releasing the recordings that I took, because the only reason I sat down with them and talked to them at all is because they allowed me to record it. I sat there in the chair and I said, I don't want to start until I have permission to record this, because I don't trust that I'm going to be painted in the right light. Now,
okay, I'm going to be honest. I have to say that's probably the smartest thing she ever said out of her mouth. That's probably the smartest thing she ever said out of her mouth. That she recorded her side of her interview, because once again, this is Investigate Discovery, and they're doing a documentary. You better have your words in line, because they can cut it however they want. So I have to give it to her. That was actually smart. And Stan, is she mad because they simply didn't go with her narrative of the events? Yes, that's exactly why she's mad. They are mad that they didn't go through her investigations. They are mad that they didn't go with her narrative of the investigations. Yes, that's what it means. Yes.
now some of y'all might be saying, well, if you already didn't trust it, why did you sit with them? You knew they were going to do this. Exactly. I knew they were, so I could let them do.
This bitch done said prophet and a poet.
You knew they were going to do this. Exactly. I knew they were.
A prophet and a poet. She's crazy. She's crazy. You are not a prophet or a poet. You need to stop.
So I could let them do it. And then whenever I got mad about it and said they lied about me, they could have easily said, well, she didn't sit with us and do an interview, so how could we know? I operated in good faith, trying to tell them my side. Lima has attempted to get these false claims substantiated by any court in at least 3 jurisdictions. And if you count Brian Kuchar, 4 jurisdictions in 3 different states. Every single attempt in over 2 years has failed. Not only has it failed, not only have I won those lawsuits for harassment, defamation, libel, slander, all of that, Lima lost so bad, she owes me money. She owes my lawyers nearly $100,000 in attorney's fees, and Lima was sanctioned. Sanctioned. I find it to be interesting that wasn't mentioned in the documentary. Put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat if you also find it interesting that Lima making these same false allegations in legal documents have all been dismissed. There's 1 pending, which they did say. Put a 2 in the chat if you find it interesting that the only part of the lawsuits they mention is that 1 is, quote, pending. You know what the pending is? Lima's 3rd amendment to the same lawsuit that's been dismissed twice. And it wasn't just dismissed on 1 little tiny ground. No, baby. It was dismissed on 2. Now, she has a lot of nerve making these false allegations on TV.
So basically, Lima took her to court. They've gotten dismissed. There's 1 pending now, basically. Oh, Lima. Okay, so that's actually cut out from the documentary. And Lima said because of the harassment from people that follow BJ here, she said that in the documentary, she came out walking out with the axe. She sleeps with that axe under her bed because she feels like she needs protection. And it's because her and her family have been doxxed. They had somebody show up at the apartment that she was staying at. They just, a lot of harassment, doxing, etc., etc. So she walked out in a pretty dress with the axe, talking about how Lima's crazy too, walked out and talked about how the axe kind of matched her dress with a crazy ass smile on her face. These people are crazy. They're all crazy. Crash for 5. She is a prophet and a poet. So unemployed, high off her own farts, and looks batshit crazy in comparison to everyone around her. Kind of fits. True.
TV with no proof. Because in court, she also provided no evidence for her false allegations. And did you know this? Lima helped her sister Dahlia try to also get a restraining order against me. And did you know this? That one got dismissed too. That one was a slap suit too. And Dahlia owes me money in attorney's fees. I shouldn't say me. I should say my lawyers. She owes my lawyers money. Yes, she does. Yes, she does. Lima, I have emails to show it, and they have been publicly filed. They're public documents. They've been publicly filed in court. Lima was in coordination with the process servers, with my lawyers for this Dahlia restraining order. It's my belief that Lima was acting as if she was an attorney trying to get this restraining order. None of that was mentioned. None of that was mentioned. None of my defenses to the lawsuit were mentioned. The fact that Lima lost, the fact that Lima was sanctioned, the fact that Lima owes my lawyers nearly $100,000, the fact that Dahlia lost, the fact that Dahlia has to pay my lawyers money. If you think I shouldn't try and collect my attorney's fees from Dahlia, donate to the legal fund. Until then, I'm gonna have to do what I'm gonna have to do. Okay. Now, the second set of lies had to do with a certain.
I think BJ's mad that they didn't center the documentary around her. BJ just gets herself in a lot of shit because she knows how to request public records. Yeah, she does. She does. Yeah. And she loves collecting public records. That is her thing. Funny, though, she couldn't collect. Wait a minute. When she was on the Mr. Beast thing, it's real funny she couldn't collect the records about the one dude that supposedly beat his girlfriend in North Carolina, James Warren. It's real funny that BJ couldn't do that. And it's also real funny that after Dogpack had said his lawyer friend, aka BJ, after all that came out, have you noticed that BJ doesn't even talk about Mr. Beast anymore? It was real hilarious. What, did BJ actually get those documents and find out that Dogpack was full of shit? But she was riding on that Mr. Beast train to take his ass down until that point when she found out that Dogpack was full of shit. Yeah, she shut up real quick. Zeke, since we are restraining orders treated like legal suits, aren't restraining orders like at most $1,500, $2,000? What huge legal fees does she have? I don't know how much restraining orders are. I don't know. I never did one, so I have no idea how much they are, to be honest. Thank you though, Zeke.
So-called That Surprise Army. Now, if you are familiar with my channel, if you've been following me for maybe the past year or so, then you will know I have always denounced that surprise army.
It was just blah, blah, blah. BJ harassed by sending other people. No, I didn't. That's a lie. First of all, it's not true. It's just not true. But even if it were true, you got to get a restraining order against the person who actually came after you. There's just no way that I, doing nothing, can be restrained from talking about somebody. It's just the question of the year. Get the restraining order against the person who threatened you. I think I've made it very clear and very public that I do not condone that type of behavior. And so recently there's been other issues going on with.
Okay. Let me check y'all on some facts on this. All right. If you make a channel, people will start to gravitate towards you. All right. And if they like your attitude, they like the way you and they like the way you present things, they will stick with you and your channel, right? So, each creator's chat is going to be a bit different. If the creator is like really toxic, 9 times out of 10, their chat is also toxic. If the creator is like super woke, right? Like super, super woke, 9 times out of 10, their chat is also going to be super woke. All right? Me, I'm a sarcastic asshole. We can all admit I'm a sarcastic asshole, right? Right. What is my chat? Filled with sarcastic assholes. Y'all like the way y'all like the way I'm a sarcastic asshole? Y'all are sarcastic assholes in return because you understand my humor. Okay? This is a woman who likes to dig into every aspect that she legally can with people. She pulls up literally unnecessary shit on people. So what do you think a good chunk of her audience is? Think about that. And I'm not saying all of her audience because there are plenty of people who watch her just to watch. I am not saying the whole audience. Get that shit straight. And if somebody tries to clip me out of context, this is the part where you clip to say, nah, because Xylie said this, okay? Because you motherfuckers like to clip too. If she likes to dig into every aspect that she can into people, what do you think a portion of her audience does? She's got doxers in her audience. She absolutely has doxers in her audience. Everybody has doxers in her audience, but I'm talking about these people want to help her. And if you talk bad about her, they come after you. Literally. There are members of her audience that love her that are crazy.
With, I don't know, I think there was a Discord created, and y'all might have noticed I never went into that Discord. There was a That Surprise Witness Reddit community created. I did not create it. It is not mine. Maybe Brian created it because he does own a company called That Surprise Witness LLC in Georgia. Maybe he created the That Surprise Witness community on Reddit. I don't know. I don't go on Reddit too much. Actually, I actively try to not ever go on Reddit. I don't like Reddit. I don't like Discord. Want to know why I don't like Discord? Every single creator who I know personally has had issues with Discord.
Okay, you know what? She's kind of not wrong there. I hate Discord. I absolutely hate Discord. But unfortunately, I need Discord. I have to have Discord. And it makes me angry every time I go into it. Yeah, she actually had a base take there. Yeah, I know. Listen, I don't like the bitch, but I can give her W's when she has one. And with her shit about Discord, W, actually.
Everyone. Because what happens is it starts and it gets infiltrated. And then the infighting starts. Now, I learned my lesson very well in the Free Britney movement. I continue to learn my lesson from it. You can go into a movement with the best of intentions, and the people who start it can have the best of intentions. But once people's egos start to get in the way, and once the cause that you're working on is important enough, infiltration happens, people who flip happen, people who sell out happen.
All right, you notice the words that she's using? Listen to the words that she's using.
People's egos start to get in the way. And once the cause that you're working on is important enough, infiltration happens, people who flip happen, people who sell out happen.
Infiltration, people who flip, people who sell out. That basically means people who go against you. She's crazy. Either you ride with her 100% or you don't ride at all. That's how she rolls. You ride with her 100% or you don't ride at all.
I do not have any time for that, any desire to be involved in it. When people try to tell me, oh, so-and-so is talking about so-and-so, I will literally not respond to it. I do not care. Y'all are grown-ups. If y'all can't sort out your interpersonal relationships with each other, you have more work to do.
Okay, that part is a base take. I don't want to hear about your Discord drama. Unfortunately, I'm on a show that I have to deal with the Discord drama, but I don't like Discord drama. Discord drama is stupid. It really is stupid. Be adults.
It isn't my job. It isn't my desire to be involved. My desire is to report on the investigations that I find and give y'all my commentary. I want nothing to do with drama. I want nothing to do with disagreements. And I want nothing to do with Discord. Pun intended. The name of the app is Discord. Do y'all know what the definition of Discord is? Look at this. Let me show y'all the definition of Discord real quick. Y'all see this? Discord. Noun. Disagreement between people. Lack of harmony between notes. Disagree. Okay? I don't want nothing to do with no Discord.
There was some talk about a Discord server, a Discord where all these degenerate freaks
In my understanding, interpretation of the production. Oh my God.
would go and collude and conspire to do crimes, none of which I told them to do because, as you will note, there was absolutely
Okay, so Jamie Gilmore admitted to doxing activities on camera in the production. I have never spoken to this woman. To my understanding, doxing is a crime. Okay. Doxing being a crime is actually kind of, again, it depends on what state you live in, and it depends on who it is. But as we all agree here in this community, doxing is bad, okay? I don't care if I like you or not. I don't want you to get doxed because doxing can be very dangerous. It only takes one crazy ass person to do something with that dox. And once I get off the internet, this internet shit is done. I don't want anyone hurt in real life. Anyone. Well, unless they touched a kid or something like that. That's wood chipper situation there. But besides wood chipper situations, I don't want anyone hurt off of what they say and the stupid way they act on the internet. You know what I mean? So yes, doxing, evil, 100%. But this lady said she did it in the Discord, and she was the one that was putting in the addresses of people and stuff like that in that Discord. Now, a little birdie told me, and I have not confirmed it, and honestly, I don't care to confirm it because I don't know if I believe it or not. Okay, so I am saying this is uncorroborated, and I am saying that I don't know if it's a truth or not, but what a little birdie or 2 or 3 or 4 told me is that BJ would actually use the stuff that people would find, not necessarily the addresses, but would use the stuff that people would find from that Discord to help her out in her investigations. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, because quite honestly, you can't trust antis either. You can't trust people that used to love this creator and now they want to spill everything to you about that creator because they're mad at that creator. You can't trust them either. Situations like this create a whole slew of people you can't trust, especially when they tell you these things and they don't show you receipts for them. If you don't show me a receipt, I'm not going to say something is a fact. I refuse. Yeah, she had her own little birdies, basically. Yeah. Jack Walker, be adults. Blame Keen for the shad drawing. True. Very true, Jack. I'm glad you remember that. Complexity. That's always the case with crazy people. Either you are crazy as them or you're an op to them. Also, the creator of Discord said no sane person should be on Discord. And then the creator of Discord was correct. No sane person should be in Discord, and I think most of us in the chat are on Discord because we're all crazy. And plus, y'all are in my chat. You're not very sane anyway. But we're the good kind of insane, okay? We're respectful assholes here, right? We're respectful.
No allegation and no proof at all presented whatsoever that I've ever spoken to any of these degenerate freaks. Okay, so I don't know who these people are.
Yes, Olivia, we are. Olivia, we are.
But Lima does. Lima actually has one of their numbers. Just about a year ago, Lima was calling one of them during a live stream.
I have duct tape on my...
Okay, this is the lady that was in the documentary. She is nuts. Now, let me show you something. This is the lady that was in the documentary, and she was saying that she's the one that did doxing in the Discord, et cetera, right? Surprise Witness just dropped this 2 hours ago, and it's about the same woman. She is pissed off at this woman for being in that documentary saying that she doxed for BJ. And by the way, when this woman was in that documentary, she had her hair was shorter, all right? And she had pink puffs in her hair, just a darker shade of pink than what BJ wears. This bitch is crazy too. She's real crazy.
I have a thing for duct tape, just so you know. I might just duct tape your mouth shut. Me, mama. Yeah, the headphones are on so I can hear a script through the headphones because people are speaking. I'm not gonna be able to be spoken to right now. Wait, no.
You talking to me?
Yeah. Did you know? Well,
Crazy. These people are crazy. No, Gex, I don't think you can fix her. I don't think you can fix her.
tell you when I get back. Coconut kills fleas on contact. Y'all, I can't hear y'all speaking to me. So I have to have my headphones on so I can hear you talk. But I can't find the diffuser. I'm gonna... Hello. Hey, how are you?
All right, this woman admitted to doxing Lima on the production. Lima doesn't seem bothered or threatened by this woman to me. I have never met or spoken to this woman. Both she and Lima lie. Said I directed Jamie Gilmore to the criminal acts. This woman also recanted her court declaration against me.
You were so sweet for that last message.
Aw.
So much. That means so much to me. You have no idea.
So here's my guess. Lima, this crazy lady, got with this crazy lady, tried to take down BJ, didn't work, and then this crazy lady went crawling back to the other crazy lady, BJ, which is not on the screen. This lady right here, she flip-flops for clout because she's crazy. She's nuts. She's crazy. And we have silence, and I'm not...
Jamie,
okay.
Gilmour Gilmore? Lima has her number. Look, here's Lima calling her. And not only that, but all those admissions to doxing and all of that, they were memorialized by Jamie Gilmore in a declaration presented to a court under penalty of perjury. Not too long after the declaration was presented under penalty of perjury, Jamie Gilmore emailed my lawyers recanting.
Okay, now, here's my problem with BJ right here. Where's the email? Where's the receipt for that?
Recanting her declaration, saying that that isn't even what she
I don't
wrote.
think she showed it.
She said that Lima Yevrimovich changed. Jamie Gilmore said Lima Yevrimovich changed her declaration.
All right, so on November 30th, I believe it was the 30th, I had already received a draft of the declaration that I guess it's just a regular copy and paste thing. But I opened it up and it was like the kind of document that you aren't supposed to really do anything with. So what I did was I copied the thing and I pasted it as a draft in my email so I could read it from my phone. And I had forgotten all about it until yesterday. And I have a copy of that. It's pretty much the same as the end result.
Jamie Gilmore also showed up to a court date on Zoom to say this, to say to the court, that declaration that they're using to try and take some action against BJ, she showed up to Dahlia's court hearing on Zoom.
Do you
Jamie
show
Gilmore,
the
the girl that
recant?
they're claiming I somehow directed to do something, she filed declarations against me in court. Now, here's something else very strange about the Jamie Gilmore thing. She admits in the documentary, in my opinion, you can tell me if you disagree, but it appears to me that Jamie Gilmore admits to criminal activity on camera, doxing. Now, I never told anybody to dox anybody, and indeed, and in fact, as you can see down in...
You know, I find it amazing that she's calling it a criminal act because it depends on what state you're in. Like California, I think California, it doesn't matter who it is on. But in a lot of states, it depends on who the dox is on. And it depends on whether the information is public knowledge, you know? Either way, it's evil as you shouldn't be doing it. It doesn't matter whether it's technically legal or not. You shouldn't be doing it. And I disavow anybody who does that shit. God, I love to see this bitch and Becky fight. True. I would too, to be honest.
In the scroll bar below, and as I do all of the time, I encourage people, do not even leave a nice comment, I've said. Don't leave any comments. Don't go to anybody's house. There's another girl, Brennan, who apparently, I don't know, I guess wasn't in the documentary. She went to tour the apartment building where Dahlia and her mom were living. Through investigations that she did her own self, she figured out the address, and then she went to tour the apartment building. But before she did that, she posted about it. She was like, I'm going to go tour the apartment building. And I said, don't do that. I said it publicly, do not do that. I sent her a DM privately, do not do that. So,
Okay, and I find it funny. Listen to the words that she used.
Tour the apartment building where Dahlia and her mom were living. Through investigations that she did her own self, she figured out the address, and then she went.
Through investigations that she did on her own self, she figured out the address. She doxed her. Call it what it is. Why are you using the pretty words that doesn't make it sound as bad? Now, anybody with any common sense knows that's doxing. She doxed her and went to those apartments. But instead of saying that she doxed her, You're saying through investigations of her own, she figured out the address. That's a dox. She doxed her. Call it what it is. You're going to sit there and talk about the woman who said she doxed people, but the woman that showed up at the apartment, we're not going to call that doxing. We're just going to say, oh, through her own investigations, bitch, I got your number. Bitch. I find it real funny, your word usage. She plays with words, my people.
Went to tour the apartment building, but before she did that, she posted about it. She was like, I'm going to go tour the apartment building. And I said, don't do that.
Thank you. And Stan, that's my whole point. And you just said it so much better than me. And I love you. You just said it so much better than me. If your audience feels like it's okay to do their own quote unquote investigations, that's a problem. Period. Point blank. Period. Yes. That is the problem right there. That is the whole ass problem with the bad people who watch her. Not everybody who watches her. Some people watch her for the entertainment, but I know people who watch her and like her content. And that's fine. I used to watch her content until I realized how crazy she was. But that's it right there. If your audience feels like it's okay to do their own investigations, that's a problem, 100%.
I said it publicly, do not do that. I sent her a DM privately, do not do that. So I'm just finding it hard to understand why none of that was included in the documentary. I also wonder why it was not included in the documentary that those degenerate freaks actually have bullied, harassed, cyberstalked me.
Anyway, moving on to tomorrow, which is...
This is that same crazy lady. She flip-flops back and forth between Lima and BJ. She's crazy. She's absolutely crazy.
An announcement I want to make that BJ lost her court case tomorrow. I can see clearly now. The rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. So, BJ, you won the sanctions. You won the court case.
I told y'all she was crazy. Did you think I was being hyperbolic? Did you think I was exaggerating? I mean, granted, I can exaggerate. It's part of my personality. But did you think I was exaggerating? No, she's nuts. This lady's nuts. Yes, you should be scared. Sugar and Spice is like, I'm uncomfortable. And Gex is like, I retract my earlier statement. I cannot fix that. She's crazy.
Ace, tell me, why are you so damn angry?
Those people are my harassers,
Yes,
my
Zeke.
stalkers.
Zeke, thank you. Yikes. Big yikes. Big yikes.
I've never spoken to them. I've never logged into that Discord. I did not start that Discord. There is no approve that surprise witness Discord. I did not coin the phrase that surprise army. And indeed, I disclaimed that surprise army. But yet Lima was allowed to spew the false statement, the lie on camera that I'm leading that surprise army. Y'all, I never was leading that surprise army. And indeed, and in fact, most creators have a Discord where they communicate with their fans and stuff. I don't. I don't even have the basic bare minimum communication channels established with my fan base.
Okay, I will say this. It is actually readily known that she does not like Discord and she's not on Discord. It's actually very known that she doesn't like Discord. I've known that talking to other creators who either know her or know her through friend groups. She doesn't like Discord. That's from what I've heard.
As most creators do. Rabbit has a Discord. I mean, every creator has a Discord. I don't. And yet still, I was blamed for this random Discord that isn't mine, that I've never logged into, that I disclaimed. This was over a year ago. I said, I disclaim that surprise army. Please do not contact anybody or send any messages to anybody. That is not the purpose of this video. The purpose of this video is to report on an issue of public concern. The purpose of this video is to provide...
If she had one, it'd be the next... Yeah, Crash. You're not wrong.
...opinions and commentary and reaction on issues of public concern. And hopefully to initiate some type of investigation. And I am not going to stop in that mission. There is nothing anyone can do or say anywhere on earth that will stop me. Nothing. The only thing that is getting done by them around like this, acting as a damn fool, is they're pissing off the Lord because I'm God's favorite. There's nothing that can stop me.
Ma'am, I am so sick of hearing Queen of YouTube. She hasn't done it yet here. I don't think she even says it here. But she calls herself the Queen of YouTube. And she's God's favorite. Ah, bitch.
I don't know how else I can put this for y'all. I am on a path to do my mission. And until someone is investigated appropriately for what has happened in these situations, then I won't stop. I have never, and I will never, instruct anyone to go follow someone, to share private information. It has always been my practice to redact addresses, social security numbers, whenever it appears like it is some type of home address. A business address, I'm not redacting. That's public. That's a public business. I can't even begin to describe to y'all the amount of painstaking hours, the hours of my life that I've spent just on doing redactions, crossing out, blurring out, deleting entire videos, putting them back up, re-exporting. I mean, there is no way to describe to y'all how much effort I've put into redactions, including Dahlia Dia. Now, that public body camera footage that I did share, I'm not sorry about, because in that very same public body camera footage, the police officer told Linda Omar, this is public. Linda said, please don't make this can go public. And the police officer said, it's public. When you call the police, it's a public record.
And you know your girls are safe. Yes.
True. God didn't grace his favorite with intelligence. Very true.
Here's the thing. It's just, I know. But here's the thing. When you call the police, this is public record. They have to request it. So they would have to send something to my supervisors to request my body camera footage to see this. They can do that. People do that. But it is my knowledge, based on everything I've looked up about this whole situation online, she doesn't know your girls are here. And I'm going to do my best to see to it. Now, if I take her to jail tonight, that's very public.
I'm not sure why the documentary didn't mention that. The third big category of interesting oddities, in my opinion, has to do with
BJ, they probably didn't mention that because it's public knowledge that you can request body cam footage. And it's public knowledge of somebody getting thrown in jail. It's public knowledge. You can get that information. Everybody knows that. That's probably why, because it can go without being said. Everybody knows that you can do that. What?
With Amanda Rath. Now, this really is the heart of the case. And Beth Karras, she said that she didn't understand. She just didn't understand what my obsession is with the case. I don't understand what your obsession is with the case, buddy. Haven't y'all been working on this for 3 years? Haven't y'all been hiring whole camera crews and documentary companies and in and out of my inbox, pestering me to death, trying to get me to come back interview after interview? I had to go ahead and tap in my lawyers so they would leave me alone. Why are they so obsessed with this case? Why are they so obsessed with this?
Why are you so obsessed with this case? Why are you so obsessed with Lima? You get obsessed to a point, bro. I'm sorry. These are all the videos that have something to do with Lima. Anything with Bam, shorts, videos, everything dealing with Lima. That's about her twin sisters that used to have a YouTube channel. Oh, we're not done scrolling yet, people. We're not done scrolling yet. We're still scrolling. That was about the lawsuit where she quit being a lawyer because of Lima. This is every single video that is either completely about Lima or talks about Lima. Yep. Every single one. You see how far I scrolled? Look how far I scrolled. Look. She has no room to call somebody obsessed.
I can't possibly understand why. Maybe it's clout. Maybe they're just obsessed because of clout. I mean, that's pretty much what they painted it to be for me. And I gotta give them the benefit of the doubt because I do think that once you are in this demonic up industry long enough, you do start to lose your true moral compass and you just start to align your compass straight to money. Money is north. And money. That's what I believe Steve-O thinks like. I believe that is what Mark Laita thinks like. Money, power, money, power, money, power, money, power.
You call yourself the queen of YouTube. You have 2, what some would say, successful channels. And I want to say, I'm not sure about this. I want to say she had a GoFundMe for legal fees or whatever. Ma'am, you can't tell me that you don't do what you do for money. You can't tell me that you don't go live on this channel for the super chats that you get. You can't tell me that you don't put your videos out for the ad revenue that you get. You have no leg to stand on telling somebody they do something for money. Because it's real funny, you hop on the hot topics like you do. Like you were on that Mr. Beast train while it paid you until Dogpack it up, and it was paying you good. I can sit here and tell you I do what I do for money. Obviously, I do what I do for money. We all do. This pink pom-pom child was sadly left behind. Yes.
Power. That's my belief. So when a Beth Karras comes across saying she don't understand how somebody would want to get to the bottom of how a homeless woman died in a VR tech entrepreneur's care whenever it wasn't presented truthfully to the public, I mean, I can't help you.
Yeah, leave them alone.
We just different types of people. Because to my subscribers, who are not a cult, by the way, but to my subscribers, we're curious. The public was enlisted to provide donations for Amanda Rabb's treatment. The public was enlisted to supposedly, purportedly vote on who should get the treatment. But that story has constantly changed. Did they vote? Did they go with who the public voted for? Or did Mark Laita suggest it, as he said in the reality show?
You know what Ann stand it might be? Ann says, I'm going to guess her lawyer took one look at the Mr. Beast and was like, yeah, we're not going to go against those lawyers. You might want to shut up. Possibly.
Aired. Amanda Rabb died at Desert Hope Treatment Center. She died from cardiac arrhythmia. That is what the autopsy result says. To this day, no one, including this reality television production, has explained why Lima said she was reading word for word of what we got on a video called Autopsy Results, talking to Mark about autopsy results and saying if there was more evidence, it would have been marked a homicide.
All right, Lima.
All right.
FYI, she was called out for it in the documentary. The lady who is part of that documentary series, she was like, I don't know what she was reading, but she wasn't reading the autopsy report. She calls her out in the documentary.
Right.
Welcome back again.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
We haven't seen you in a while.
Yep.
So we finally, after how many months now? It's been like
It's been since
9 months or something?
April, May.
So we have the autopsy results for Amanda.
Yes, we do. And so I'm just going to read it word for word of what we got. The cause of death was marked as a seizure disorder, but they couldn't mark it as post-traumatic epilepsy because of a lack of evidence. So if the traumatic brain injury and the assaults were well documented, they would have most likely marked it as a homicide. So that was a major wake-up call for all of us.
Why didn't the documentary just play that extra 30 more seconds right there? If there would have been more evidence, if there was a lack of evidence, if there was more evidence, that would have been marked a homicide.
If the traumatic brain injury and the assaults were well documented.
And that's true. She does have a point there. They didn't play that part. They really did not play that part. And they should have. I do agree. They should have. She is a piece of shit too. And the guy who's behind the camera filming her from Soft White Underbelly, I don't like him either.
They would have most likely marked it as a homicide.
They were fully aware that Lima had said if there was more evidence, it would have been marked a homicide. Didn't bother to mention that part? Wonder why. It's weird. Very weird. But now y'all see why I recorded it. So yes, Beth, I still have questions. That's why I'm so obsessed, because somebody died. Lima said she was going to read word for word of what they got in a video called Autopsy Results. And then she read not the autopsy results. Mark Laita said it himself. Mark Laita proves my point in the reality show himself when he says, I still think to this day, still people, like nobody really knows what happened. Ding, ding, ding. Beth, hello, legal analyst.
Nobody does know what happened. That's the problem. Nobody knows what happened. Do I think they should investigate Amanda Rabb's death? 100%. 100%. But the sad truth is it's filled with a bunch of people who don't know what the they're doing. And that poor lady could have possibly died. Here's the thing. She was a meth addict. And if you would have seen those interviews on Soft White Underbelly, she put her body through hell. It could have been very simply, it could have been her time. Because she put her body through so much hell that her body just couldn't take it anymore. And it's a possibility that it could just be that. But it also could be something else. And I don't think it's been investigated.
Of the century, do you need a brain scan? Do you need to retire? You don't understand why somebody with the background I have would be curious to find out the truth about what happened to Amanda and about why they didn't tell the true cause of death? That's confusing to you? You might need a brain scan.
I'm not going over it. I got to go in like 30 minutes, Olivia.
might need to consult Dr. Buzzmingan or Dr. Amen, because it's very clear to the hundreds of thousands, millions of people who have seen the Amanda Rabb story exactly why. I continue to ask, why haven't we gotten the true explanation? Another thing that the reality television production left out was the drugs in Amanda's system. Now, they did kind of mention it. They mentioned gabapentin as a way to substantiate Lima's false claim that Amanda Rabb died from a seizure disorder. She did not.
Okay. So, Lima f***ed up when she was in that video describing how she said she died of a seizure when the autopsy report did not mention seizures whatsoever. All right. However, the drug that BJ just said is a seizure medicine. That is a medicine for people who has seizures. So, what the lady in the documentary said was it kind of might have been the truth because she was taking a seizure medicine. However, the autopsy does not mention a seizure whatsoever. Lima also lied when she said she had no drugs in her system, when clearly on the autopsy, there were drugs in her system in the sense of the seizure medicine and like 2 other things. You see what I'm saying? So you got one liar, one crazy ass liar, one crazy ass person who's obsessed with people. It's a up situation all around. So
she did not. She died from cardiac arrhythmia, obesity, hypertension, and schizophrenia as complicating factors. Beth forgot to mention to the public that Lima told everybody Amanda had no drugs in her system when she died Tylenol.
I know that they did a toxicology report. All she had in her system was Tylenol.
That's a lie. Her seizure medicine was also in her system. They said it on the autopsy. They said it in that.
Fortunately, she passed away at the facility. Yeah. She'd had so many physical issues prior that, it kind of caught up to her.
They just found her and they did a toxicology test and she didn't have anything but like Tylenol in her system. So
yeah, no, the way I look at it and her father, who I'm very close with now, looks at it is that she was ready to go to God and she had done what she needed to do here. And she was going to make a lot more waves up there with her story, and she wouldn't have to worry about the struggle anymore.
Amanda Rabb had no Tylenol in her system when she died, by the way, but she did have a lot of other medications.
All she had in her system was Tylenol.
Yeah, Lima lied. 100%. Lima lied. This is why I don't like Lima. BJ is not, okay, here's the problem. BJ's not wrong about Lima in the sense of Lima is one of those that she will tell you what you think you want to hear to get out of a situation. That woman, Amanda Rabb, died under Lima's care. And we don't have a straight answer. That part is the truth. BJ is not wrong on that front. BJ's problem is she gets obsessed. And some of her fans get just as obsessed as she does, and they take it to real life. And those people are a problem.
These are reasons why I'm mentioning to y'all. These are some of the reasons which made me concerned. And still make me concerned, that Lima had said if there was more evidence, it could have been marked a homicide. That Lima had previously misreported the drugs in Amanda Rabb's system. The fact that the video was called Autopsy Results. The fact that Lima and Mark spoke about the autopsy results before Lima said, I'm going to read word for word of what we got.
I agree with her here.
And then instead of meaningfully engaging in that topic and really digging into Lima, why did you not read from the autopsy results?
I do
instead
agree.
of really digging into Mark, why don't you change the name of the video even today?
No, I agree with that. I agree that they should have went into more on why Lima did not read the actual autopsy report. She didn't read it. It was a lie. What she read was a lie. Or maybe she had an email from somebody explaining things or whatever. But what she was saying and what was on that autopsy report were 2 different things. Lima's a shitbag. In my opinion, Lima is a shitbag. 100%. I don't doubt she has hyperfixations, but this is too much. Yeah, it is. It is. You're dealing with crazy people. This whole thing is riddled with crazy people.
It's called Autopsy Results. That's the name of the video. All of my reasons for concern, all of those reasons for concern, and more, were left out. And it's not that they were just left out. They were left out in order to craft a false narrative that I am an unhinged lunatic who's just guessing that something's wrong. No.
Okay. Now, the guessing that something's wrong, I don't disagree with you there. But unhinged lunatic, well, it is my opinion, and opinion aren't facts, so don't come for me, bitch. I kind of think you are an unhinged lunatic. Matter of fact, I think that describes you perfectly. Just saying.
I'm not. Something is wrong. And Mark Leta admitted it. He admitted it in the documentary when he said nobody actually knows how Amanda died. We don't actually know. Okay, so then why were you so sure it was because I passed drug years? They don't. Again, am I that worried about it? No. The truth is going to be the only thing that stands in the end. After I'm gone, after everyone's gone, the truth remains. And then they tried to make it seem like my audience was some type of cult. They explicitly stated that I was a cult leader. Somebody I've never spoken to said I was a cult leader. And they didn't, I don't know, I mean, did they ask that man if he'd ever met me? Did they ask that man for a receipt?
Okay, look. They're not the only ones who say that. I don't say you're a cult leader, but I say what you put out there is what you get. And you have quite a few people in your audience who look up to how you quote unquote investigate people, and they do some stupid shit trying to get either your clout or your attention. And from what I heard from a few birdies, you've actually used some of those people to help you out on your cases. And if you have used some of those people, then all you're doing is adding fuel to the fire by doing that.
Did they ask me if that man was a stalker? I mean, I've never met this man, nor do I ever want to be around him. And I've said that publicly many times. Many times. I've actually said publicly before this documentary even came out that I am happy with my life. And if something happens to me, I made a list of people to look at. This degenerate stalker with the dreadlocks, he was on the list. This degenerate was also on the list. Before the documentary came out, I called those people I was afraid of. People I've never spoken to. One of them, I've had to block her email address because she wouldn't stop emailing me. I never responded. Then she started emailing my lawyer. This is stalker
Visible look of insanity. They say I'm unhinged. Thank you, Zeke. I appreciate it.
behavior. This is harassment behavior, in my opinion. Finally, we need to talk about the twins. Now, it was presented in this reality television production that I am somehow the reason why one of these twins ran away one day and that she was repeating stuff from my videos. Okay, great, fine. Let's start from the beginning. Did you know Lima's sisters had been both to 60 rehabs, at least, before I ever found out they existed? Did you know that before I ever found out they existed, one of them had already run away and it was reported on the news?
A desperate search is underway for a woman who went missing in West Hollywood. Dahlia Takali was last seen yesterday around 5 p.m. on North Genesee Avenue near Santa Monica Boulevard. She's 30 years old, and the sheriff's department says she is developmentally disabled. Takali's family is very concerned for her well-being and is asking for your help. If you see her, you're asked to call the LA County Sheriff's Department.
Did you know that there are public lawsuit filings between these two sisters alleging that there is some serious violence going on in the house? All of that happened before I ever knew they existed. Did you know that Lima actually used her public Instagram account to enlist the help of the public to track down her sister? One of the sisters had run away before I ever knew she existed. So these sisters have a propensity to run away. They just run away. What are they running from? That's my question. That's my question. Now, put aside for one moment that I've never seen ever a video clip of Dahlia, Dia, and Lima all in the same room. Never. Never. They've been working on this documentary 3 years. They couldn't get one shot. I already know my question. Where's Dima? Where's Dima? These twins been having...
Okay, so what are you suggesting there? What she just put out was she's never seen a picture of the two twins together in the same room. Now, what you do see in the documentary is you see Dima, the second sister, but you don't see the other twin. And you never see them in the same room. What do you think she's suggesting there without words? Spectre, thank you for your member for 25 months. Yeah. She's suggesting something. She's saying it without saying it. She plays with words, man.
Serious problems since before I knew they existed. And they both been running away since before I ever knew they existed. This is public record because Lima made it public and because the news made it public. So it's just very convenient now that I'm asking questions such as, where is Dima? And I am asking questions such as, why didn't they truthfully, accurately report to the public how Amanda Rabb died? Why didn't she read word for word from the autopsy results? Why did she present to the public that Amanda had only Tylenol in her system? And why did Amanda Rabb, a 25-year-old, die in treatment? Because Lima keeps saying it's because she had traumatic brain injuries. That wasn't reported in the autopsy report. Tulsa, Oklahoma Police Department did not take Dahlia Takali seriously whenever she told them she doesn't trust police officers because they don't listen to her. She doesn't trust police officers because they don't do their job. Because she's been trying to get her mom arrested, she said, for 2.5 years. She didn't have access to a phone. How could Dahlia have watched my videos if she did not even have access to a phone to know what day it was? In the Tulsa police body camera footage that I obtained as a public record, Dahlia does not mention me one time. This is like an hour of footage, 2 cameras. She doesn't mention me. She doesn't mention YouTube. She doesn't mention YouTubers. She doesn't mention anything about That Surprise Witness, BJ Investigates, BJ, that girl, nothing. She blames Linda Omar, her and Lima's mama, for her problems. And she says the cops are to blame too because they don't listen to her. If I ever again come across footage of the same type, I will again share that public information with the public. Because if I was screaming and pleading to police to arrest somebody for 2.5 years, coughing, seeming like indicating maybe she was actually the one who possibly was choked, I hope at the very damn least, those freaking public servants take a statement. They didn't even take a witness statement.
Okay, I will say about the twins, I don't know what's going on there. It could be they obviously have mental health issues, obviously. I don't know about the other claims that the twins are putting out there. The one twin, when they showed it in the documentary, the one twin is basically saying she's being trafficked by her mother. And I don't know if that's true. God, I hope not. You know, I'm not going to sit here and say I know for a fact it's not true. I'm not going to do that because in this world, you never know. But she also has mental health issues too. So it's one of those things that is out of my hands. I don't know. I don't know what the truth is there. I really don't.
I'm not sorry for telling y'all that. I'll never be sorry, and there's nothing they can ever do to me to make me sorry. I renew my demand for an investigation into this case, multi-level if necessary, international, UN investigation if necessary, because they do have involved foreign nationals. A diplomat, the head of trade at the Serbian-Danish embassy was on Lima's Who We Are Meet the Team board. High-up executives from American addiction centers were on her board, at least one of them. Serbian scientists were on there. Okay, so no, I'm not sorry. Not sorry, because you want to know why I didn't do nothing wrong. The fact of the matter is, lies had to be told to get their story out. The fact of the matter was, whenever you just relied on the truth, it's too obvious that I might be a little bit onto something. And by onto something, I mean, why didn't they accurately report to the public Amanda Rabb's cause of death? And instead of just coming out to the public and explaining it to y'all, why did they then lie to the reality television production about me? Why didn't the reality television production, for example, feature the fact that I have won in multiple jurisdictions judgments? Why didn't the reality television production include that Lima's allegations have also not been able to withstand scrutiny in court? I'll admit, when I first watched the documentary, while I was watching it, I was like, this is so much worse than I could have even imagined. The lies, the false statements, the false claims. But all you have to do is look at the views on the trailers. The trailers that get the most views from all of this little progeny are the ones with me in them.
Oh my God, this bitch. This bitch. This bitch. Oh, she thinks she's more important than what she actually is. Do you not understand the way you are portrayed in that documentary is how people see you, you crazy bitty. Holy shit. Oh my God.
There is no reality television production that is going to take that away. People are hungry, thirsty, starving for authenticity. And they're sick and damn tired of being lied to. That's all I really have for today. Facts ain't defamation, and neither are opinions, but you need to watch yourself with the lies. Love you, Minnie.
I can't. I can't with this woman. I can't.